What's up, Canada? This is Etienne from Signatures, and I'm just checking in on you. How are you? Do you know what day it is today? Today is Thursday, May 21st. For those joining us, I'm gonna put this in the comments. For those joining us, I have a question for you. As it pertains to our episode today, do you wear a mask in public? If yes, drop a thumbs up emoji. And if no, let me know in the comments below. Big thanks to Larry Jang from J Squared Studios for joining us on the program yesterday. He talked to us about his awesome new online art exhibition, which is running until May 30th, benefiting the Food Banks Alberta Association. We will be posting more info on that great endeavor later on today on our Instagram page. And you can find all previous episodes of Just Checking In on our YouTube channel by tapping the link in our bio. I'm seeing a lot of thumbs up for the mask question. You'll love to see it. Again, for those that are joining us, do you wear a mask in public? If yes, hit us with a thumbs up. If not, let me know in the comments. We're very curious. Now, we've got a heavy hitter on the program today. She is an incredibly accomplished fashion designer and is as professional as it gets. She does great work for her community and cares deeply about our big, beautiful planet. The one and only Andréanne Dandeneau from Anne Mulaire is joining us. Let's bring her in.
Hey!
Hey, salut ma belle.
Ça va bien?
Oui,
wow,
toi?
belle intro.
Thank you. I try to make people blush before they come on the show.
I know. I'm like, ooh, sweaty.
Just to get the color going. So are you in the studio right now?
I am. Yeah.
In Winnipeg?
Yeah.
And how's life in the studio in Winnipeg these days with COVID and everything going on?
It's good. It's good. It's busy.
Yeah.
I think we've worked so much this past 2 months, which is so bizarre, but it's busy.
It's crazy. I was reading on your website because you, along with many other great makers, have pivoted to making masks.
Yeah.
And as of April 4th, which was a month and a half ago, you had already put out 2,000 orders.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering, what's that number at now? Do you know?
Oh, I think we're up to maybe 5,000 to 6,000. It's ridiculous. That's the one thing that I can't even I can't put it together because we're limited in staff, first of all, and yet we are working so hard, which is amazing. But the amount of eyeballs or new customers that I've gained, it's amazing. And who knew? I didn't go to school to make masks, so I figure out. I actually made 52 samples, and as a designer, you keep on making samples. So I keep on making more samples, and I'm like, maybe I should do it this way. Maybe I should do it this way. And my whole family's like, stop it! You're doing good.
So you've got that creative brain that just is never satisfied, right?
Yeah, always go. Yeah.
Amazing. So the community reception has been good then for the masks. I see you've been distributing them to first responders and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we gave 200, donation at the beginning, and then orders just kept coming in. So then, we had to start charging a little bit.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I noticed on your website you can also order masks for others. Is that correct?
Yeah. You mean to donate?
Yeah.
So a lot of people, they have their own mask, but then they want to donate to people that don't have the money, and we don't know all those facilities, so it's perfect. And then they actually often give us the name of the place, and then we make them, ship them. So we ship them across, well, actually US and Canada, because we can't do overseas because get it in a few months, and I think it's a now kind of thing. But
yeah, for sure, that makes sense. So aside from the mask making, what have been some of the challenges and difficult transitions in regards to your business?
I I would say for sure staffing, because I have employees still working, Lindsay, which I think a lot of people have seen her at shows. She's doing the packing. It's Etienne.
Staying busy.
And then I have my twin sister. She's a musician, but she hasn't toured. So, Marie. Hey.
Salut.
So, so she's been the one cleaning the mask and putting the transfer, which is kind of fun because she's never done something like that ever. Yeah. And now she's like, maybe I can start sewing.
Oh, it's awesome putting your siblings to work, eh?
Yeah, and so basically it's been a full family operated business because my mom's here too. So it's challenging because we can't really put a full team together. So the family's helping a lot, but on the downsides, we're getting exhausted. We're kind of tired. We would like weekends off, but trade off when you put your mind on something. And that's what I did. In April, I had to figure out, okay, well, here's a small demand. Is there going to be a bigger demand? And what can we do to help? We have machines. We have fabric. So I said, okay, let's do something. And then, of course, we're 110% in. So
for sure, love it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're a savvy businesswoman, so you guys figured it out. And I just want to give a shout out to MJ because you mentioned she's not touring, and it just made me think of damn, when's the next time I'm going to be able to go to a concert?
Yeah, I know, right? I know. How do you feel, Marie? What? Not being able to tour for how many months?
We miss music.
Oh, I miss it too. And it's funny because I've been doing a lot of virtual shows, but it's not the same with the clapping the audience, emotion and vibe. And
totally. You have to sit sometimes.
And you have to sit. I just did one and you couldn't stand because if you stood, they were scared that you'd move close to your opponent. And they're like, no, you have to be 6 feet apart. And I'm like, I've never played sitting down.
Oh. And you play bass, correct?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's tough, and I know my touring it's canceled till next April for all the tours. So and even venues are 30 people in venues.
Yeah.
I know in internet, in Europe. So that's not even efficient for artists to go into to play.
And so is the Winnipeg Folk Fest canceled this year? Because I know that's a big one.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
So,
I know, that's huge. That's huge.
Yeah, I think it's in 45 years or something. Yeah, they've never.
Yeah.
Well, keep your head up, MJ. Sending love.
You can do math. I'm doing math.
You can do math. It's awesome learning new skills.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I wanted to talk to you about your rebrand because that happened quite recently.
Mm-hmm.
So when I first met you, it was Voila Designs, which was great. So why did you decide to switch to Anne Mulaire?
I think the Voila was cute, but I want something that spoke to me. And Anne Mulaire is definitely it's my name. It's who I am. It kind of helps me also be inspired for creating new things because I think of this woman. And I have a visual, and it's easier for me to tell my story for people to understand my clothing too. So yeah, all that I think it just made sense, and I still love it. And Anne is my nickname, so my sister calls me Anne all the time. So now people are calling me Anne, which is kind of cute. But
yeah, I just did. I hope you don't mind.
No, it's good. No, I'm so used to Andréanne because that's what a lot of people know me as. But Anne is it's funny because usually your nickname would be the name your friends call you, and your parents call you Andréanne or something. But here my family calls me Anne, and professional people call me Andréanne.
Well, either one works.
Yeah.
I just noticed that Sarah Sue Design joined us on our live. So say hi to her. Which brings me to my next question, Anne. What's in the water in Winnipeg? There are so many amazing fashion designers. Big shout outs to Leonard Taylor, EMK, Sarah Sue, and you. Wow, is Winnipeg the most underrated fashion city in Canada?
I think it's amazing. We were once upon a time, we were the fashion hub. And I think this new generation is definitely bringing it back. So Yeah. And we're a bunch of creative people, and I think it's awesome. We're so connected to the environment too, because we're in a swamp. You say Winnipeg's kind of in a swamp. We are, so
Okay,
we're just connected, grounded.
fair enough. Now, I know that you studied at La Salle in Montreal. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So, what was your thought process? Like, were you scared to bring like a high fashion line from like, Montreal, where it's all fashion, to over to Winnipeg? Like, how was that transition?
Oh my goodness, this is funny actually. So this is like inside. I'm gonna sit down for this. So when I was in Montreal, I was always very earthy. Like that has always been my core.
Yeah.
And they definitely called me the country girl from a little town, Winnipeg.
That's funny.
Oh, it was so cool interesting to hear their perspective on me. But I would like just, designing and making new things, and they saw that my creativity was so fast forward. And for my grad dress, we had to give an idea of what we would create as a dress. I remember feeling like every week we had something. So every week we had to go to the fabric store, buy some fabric, make something, and it was always polyester because it was cheap stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, man, I wish there was something better because I would never wear this clothes. It's not my fabric at all. So I told my teacher, no, I'm gonna make a couture dress in hemp. And they laughed. Like seriously, they totally laughed because they said, okay, well, you might not be on the runway. I'm like, that's okay. I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna make a beautiful couture piece in hemp. So then I went and did some of the research and find some hemp skilt, which I still have here. I'll show you in a couple minutes. Some hemp skilt, some hemp jacal, some like the beautiful fabric, and created a dress. And they were totally floored. And they put it in the fashion show, and I think that was my little push of, and you can do this. Like you can go be a fashion designer, but really have the eco sense and do it.
It was the spark.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And for them, they probably did not know that fashion could be green.
Right.
They were so like, no, it's we don't want hippie. We don't. And I'm like, it's not going to be hippie. It's going to be amazing.
Sounds amazing. So how long have you been in business now?
So this year, 15 years.
Bravo. Bravo.
Yeah.
That's hemp silk.
Yeah.
I didn't know that existed. That's amazing.
I know. Yeah.
So in your 15 years, Anne, what would you say is your proudest accomplishment? Because let me list a few for the people watching. Ginette Renault wore your dress once. That's pretty awesome. For those that are Anglophone and don't know Ginette Renault, she's like, I don't know, the Celine Dion of Francophone singing. And then the Royal Winnipeg Ballet commissioned you to design a gown too. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
What would you say is your proudest accomplishment?
Yeah. Oh. It's to be honest, I would probably say to have a company that is sustainable, owned by women, a French, Métis, and made in Winnipeg. I think for me that has been my biggest accomplishment, and something I want to continue and to show whoever is a woman, young girl, that we can do this, and we can make a difference in fabric, that or the part of a company's sustainability and stuff.
Very cool.
Because who knows, like 15 years ago, I thought I was going to be a little artisan, and but now I have employees, I have a team, like it's really cool, and I have customers that really enjoy what I for me, that is what keeps me going. And I know for a lot of designers, it is an artisan too. It's what keeps them going, because it's so amazing for us to be able to do what we love, but for other people to appreciate it too. Then it gives comme la joie de vivre to continue.
Oui, absolument. With the spring shows being canceled and the summer shows being canceled, is that something that you'll miss, like that face-to-face interaction?
Oh, definitely. Because it's the way, for me, it was the way to meet the customers and to get the feedback off the bat and to create a connection. And like my sister said, it's so different when you all virtual. You do we're doing shopping, virtual shopping, which is great. But you miss kind of like helping the person and I don't know, getting to talk to them and face to face. So I really hope they come back because it was our employees love meeting other artisans, seeing everybody's art. Like, oh my goodness.
Yes, and I gotta say, you pick the best customer service representatives because every time I'm in your booth, there's some good energy there. So, bravo to you and your staff.
Merci.
And do you remember your first signature show? And how long ago was that?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Would you know?
No, I don't have my. I don't have that on my sheet. I just wondering.
I know that one. I did one in Medicine Hat, and that one actually stuck with me because I met Jolene from Natural Tea, and she has been one of my bestest friends for 15 years, and that's how I know. Like we started our companies, like very similar, and it's so funny. But the signature show has such an importance for us in Medicine Hat, from all places. But
great.
Yeah.
And that's Jolene, you said, from Natural Tea. She's out in Banff, right?
Yeah.
Big shout out to Jolene.
Yeah, big shout out. Whoop, whoop.
I want to play a little game with you because I have some photos that I'm going to bring up. They're from your Instagram.
Okay.
And we're gonna show 3 photos, and if you could just give us a bit of background or the story behind it. You ready? First one is this photo.
Yeah, so this was the night of my my rebrand launch. So you see Tessie is in the red, so she actually has been with 10 years.
Wow.
Amazing. Beside her is Marie-Vic. So Marie-Vic also has been with me a long time. When I was in my parents' basement, 8 years ago, or even more than that, but so she started helping me down there, and she moved here when I changed the manufacturer out in the building that we are right now. But she continued helping me through. She had 2 pregnancies, so she kind of had a baby, come back, but it's really cool. So it's her daughter, and beside the other side is Valerie. So she's another sewer, and they've all been it's all been there for me, and Tessie and Valerie are helping doing masks, which is amazing. Yeah,
it's the dream team.
It is. It's totally a family team. Like I love and Valerie's actually Tessie's best friend, so I love it. I just we work well when it's all a good team.
Yeah, well, Signatures knows a thing or two about the family business too.
That's true.
Next photo, this one.
Some good ones. So I decided one time to do how do you call that when you bring like a team building thing?
Yes.
So we have in Winnipeg, which is like the more flattest place ever, we have ice climb tower, and so I brought my team and we went ice climbed and had so much fun. It was so crazy because once you get to the top, your arms are literally just shaking and you want to stop. I think Lindsay or Bethany did it first, and they both did it. And so for me, I'm like, no, I'm the boss. I have to do this. So, but yeah, it's a cool feeling. Yeah.
That's awesome. And finally, this photo right here.
Oh yeah, so that's Manitowoc. It's a festival that regroups all kinds of Indigenous people around Canada and the U.S. So my dad he's the chair of the Manitowoc Festival, and so I went to would support him. He had a opening at the works here, and so we went to support him. And and that's we live in a very Métis fashion, so we don't wear the clothes all the time, but it's very prominent in our. Very proud of my.
Very cool. And let's talk about your Métis heritage because I know you're very proud of it and it's reflected in your work. First, I want to get some background info on your great-great-great grandmother. Can you tell us a bit about her?
Yeah, so Anne Mulaire. So she's actually the last baby to be born in a teepee outside here of Manitoba. And then her father decided to, it wasn't the thing to do, but he decided to send her to school in Montreal. And that's where she learned to speak French and also learn how to broder. And then back to Winnipeg and started teaching la broderie and perlage in the school division, or in the school, right? A rural school. Oh, here's my mama. Hello.
Hi, Mama. Hello.
Yes.
I've seen Mom at shows before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, it's great to see you.
Yeah.
You guys are doing amazing work.
Thank you very much. That's the story, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
Catherine,
Catherine,
her papa was a voyageur, and he married a native lady, and so she was brought up in the TP, but then he decided that she should learn how to read and write. So he sent her to Montreal to the nuns to stay there for 3 years, where she learned how to read and write, and she started to do embroidery, because over there, well, they had thread. That was being brought in from Europe, while over here we just had the beads. So when she came, she decided that she preferred the thread and to do embroidery because it was faster than beading.
Makes sense.
And then she started the first Métis school, French school in the valley of the Red River Valley.
Yeah.
Because at that time there were no schools for the Métis kids, so she decided to start the first school, and she taught 30 years.
Wow, ça c'est une histoire incroyable.
C'est incroyable. Oh ben c'est beau, tu peux parler en français.
Oui, il parle français, c'est Étienne, the signature.
Okay.
À la prochaine, Maman.
Prochaine, tantôt.
Ciao.
So yeah,
That's awesome. Very
learning
cool.
that story, it was amazing because I thought, you know what, here I'm a Métis woman, and it is hard to be in the business as a woman. I think a lot of people can relate to that because you're constantly trying to show that you can do this and that you have substance and so to hear that it gave me strength, and so I said no, her spirit needs to stay in my company. It's who I am, it's where I came from, and that's one thing I always say is I always remember where I came from, either my family or my background, my ancestors, and I think that's very important as a human being.
Absolutely. Very well said. Very well said. So with all your accomplishments now, what do you hope to achieve further for the Indigenous peoples?
To keep on telling their story, opening the way, the path for others to come and do their art. And I think I would love for all Indigenous people in Canada to really be a whole, like to be connected together, not have separations too. Like, we should all our pep and to be happy for each other and to continue to support.
This is awesome. Absolutely. What are you most looking forward to when all this craziness dies down?
Traveling.
Yes.
I love traveling. Like, it is my second best nature. So yeah, for sure. I will have a bunch of masks in my purses and stuff, but I would definitely like to kind of go keep on seeing the world because it's super here.
I had one more question about the industry. Just because lately, the last couple of years, I've been really conscious about spending money on clothes and making sure I pick the right pieces and that they last long. So you're very big on the slow fashion movement, and kudos to you for that. Just wondering, what sort of advice would you give people that are looking to shrink their environmental footprint in regards to their fashion choices?
Well, the one thing that I always tell people is ask yourself, how is whatever piece you're going to buy, how is that going to impact your wardrobe? Or is it something that you would feel that you want to wear for a long time, or that you want to invest in? Because see, the thing I think about, and I think a lot of people should think about, when you spend any money, you're investing in something. So you worked hard, and it's about saying, yeah, I want to spend the money on this. Okay, then own it, do it. But if you say, well, I think I would like to I would like to buy something a bit better, don't have the money, then save up and then spend the money on something that is, longer. Because I'm not here to say don't buy anything, but it's the mindset of be conscious of how you invest your money. Do you want to invest in a company that is in your hometown, a friend, an artisan, or a company that's minority owned? But just be conscious, and that is a slow movement.
Love it. Invest in the planet too.
Yeah, definitely. And that will go. Often those small companies are very eco-conscious, and it's the fast-paced kind of companies that put that on the side.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is the reality. Okay, so nowadays with no shows, how can the people out there continue to support Anne Mulaire?
I don't know. I don't want to say come and buy because
No, this is your chance to plug the business.
well, I think if they want to support, if they know my product, then for sure, it's awesome when we see orders online or coming through. But if they want to make an appointment, I'm loving meeting everybody online or virtual meetings because it's personal, and then I get them at home. They're comfortable. So yeah, make yourself an appointment, and I can just show you the boutique and show you a bunch of stuff and
Like
play
you
around.
did today.
Yeah, exactly.
And we appreciate that. It's been a great interview. Thank you so much.
You don't see this, right?
Yeah, it's awesome. A little behind the scenes look. We love it. So, and the last thing I want to ask, and this is something I ask all my guests at the end of our interviews, to play off our name signatures. So I want to know, in life, in art, and in your heart of hearts, Andréanne, what is your signature?
Ooh, oh la la. Like one word or?
Could be a word, could be a sentence, could be a motto.
Damn.
Stuff.
Yeah, I bet that's hard for everyone. Right? Jeez. So for me, what would be my signature? Joie de vivre, I guess.
Awesome. Absolutely. And we see it. We see it radiate from you.
Oh, good. So it is my signature.
That is awesome. Thank you. Okay, well, your energy has been palpable and addictive, Andréanne. Thank you so much for your time today. We had a lot of people sending out the little hearts, so I think the people were loving it. The people were loving you. Keep doing the great work that you're doing, and I really hope to see your face again in the fall sometime.
I know. And thank you guys for doing this. This is amazing. I'm just thinking everything that you doing for us to promote. I was telling my parents, I'm like, this is amazing. You guys are there for us. I really appreciate that.
We appreciate saying that, yeah.
Métis, so.
For sure. I mean, our company was founded by artisans, so we know what the lifestyle is like, and we know all the sacrifices and work that gets put in. So we just want to shed some more light on this beautiful community.
Ah, mais merci.
Merci à toi. So thanks again, and thank you to everyone for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye. Say
bye, Simone. Bye.
Bye.